So I'm a used car dealer, and I sell cars that are $5,000 and under. And lately, it's been very, very painful to be a car dealer in this environment. And it's something that I haven't really been used to. I've been doing this for 14 years now, and there's it's a situation that I really haven't experienced. We have cars out here that are $2,500. That Trailblazer is $2,500. We got cars out here that are $3,000. And over the last 4 or 5 years, if I would have had these exact same cars that I have sitting on my lot right now, well, they wouldn't last. They wouldn't sit here. We wouldn't be not selling a lot of vehicles. And I'm really stuck between a rock and a hard place, because I know when I go to the auction, we're able to go buy stuff and buy it for a lot cheaper than what we have been buying it for. But if I don't have buyers on this side of my lot, basically, then why go and load up on cars when I'm having such a hard time actually selling cars? And later on, we just got some new ones in. That's why we got a couple out here that don't have stickers. But I'll show you what I've been buying recently, and I'll show you what I've actually paid for it, so you can see the kind of prices that I'm actually getting here. But going to these auctions, I talked to a lot of other dealers, and all these other dealers are saying the same thing. And it's almost funny. It's not funny for me because the business side of things and we're not making money, but it's funny because I'm the car market guy when I go to these auctions, and usually I'm going around to all these other dealers and be like, hey man, how's our sales? What's moving right now? What are you seeing in the market? I'm getting a lot of dealers now, as soon as they see me, because they know who I am, they know what I'm doing, they see a lot of my videos and how we're moving cars, and they know that I sell cheaper stuff. So a lot of times we're busy when a lot of these other car dealers aren't busy. So they'll run straight up to me, and it's very very funny, because they'll come straight to me. No, hey Brandon, how you doing? Anything? Brandon, are you selling cars? What's going on? Are you slow? What's happening? And it's funny because usually I'm the one going up to them asking them questions, because they're like, well, if you're slow, then it's okay because I'm slow too. But if you're selling cars and I'm not selling cars, well, then there's something wrong with me. Is there something wrong with you? Is the market, what's going on? These are the kind of conversations that I'm having with a lot of dealers right now that are very, very slow, and they're very, very concerned about it. So us as a dealership right now, well, I mean, last month we just broke even. We actually probably lost just a little bit of money on the cars that we sold. And this month we're also tracking again to hopefully somewhere break even, but we're probably going to lose a little bit of money this month too. And this is not a setup for a very successful business for me to go multiple months and one, not make any money or break even, or two, even lose money out here with a lot of these cars that I have. So what have we been doing? Well, we've been cutting a lot of our prices, and at the end of the day, it's still not helping. And yes, I'm just starting again on the same line of cars to be able to see the same pricing, because I've only got one line. Usually we'll have 2 or maybe even 3 lines of cars, but I've actually pulled back my mechanic who goes and buys a lot of cars for me from actually buying. We went 2 weeks without buying cars. Because we've been so slow. Why refill my inventory when we're having a hard time selling them? But I just had a conversation with my sales manager, and he's saying that he's actually getting a ton of messages, a ton of leads online, but everything that people are asking for is, do you finance? I mean, you see this Envoy right here. It's $4,500. They're like, how much can we put down on this car? They see a $2,500 car on my website. They call us and say, okay, I see this Malibu is $2,500. Can I put $500 down and make payments of $100 a month until I pay it off? These are the kind of conversations that my sales manager is having with our consumers right now, and it's very worrisome for us going forward, because if we have a situation where people can't even come up with $2,500, $3,000, $3,500 to be able to buy these cars, well, what am I to do? Because I can only lower my prices so much. I mean, cars don't exist out there. I gotta find cars that I can sell for $1,500 and $2,000. Well, those cars don't exist. But if that's the price point where there's actual buyers, well, it can get to the point where my business, the way that I know it, can't exist. And one big thing that could really hurt us, when I thought it would actually help us, is that we don't finance, and we offer cars for cash and cheap cars. And I would think in my mind that, okay, well, as the situation for the economy gets worse, as people have to actually pay more money for everything else, when they have less money to spend, when their credit gets tapped, well, that would make me think that, okay, this large portion of people that are that mid-range, that mid-tier buyer, well, I would inherit a lot of those consumers. They would actually trade down, they would come down. But here's where my thinking is wrong. Well, those consumers, they still are consumers that buy on credit, that buy on debt, even on those mid-range cars that they're buying that are $7, $8, $9, $10,000. The cars that they buy, well, they're still going and only putting like $1,000 down and then just making payments on them. So even if they trade down and have to come to my lot to buy one of these cheaper cars, well, they still have to come up with $3,000, $3,500, $4,000. And even as a mid-tier buyer, that's not cash that they actually have. So in a lot of ways, the environment that I thought would be very beneficial to my dealership, where we're able to go and buy more cars because other dealers are weak, we could go and sell through these cars because we're going to gain some new consumers. Those consumers haven't been there. And the struggle's been real for me because the thing about it is I see deals at auction and I see prices going down at these auctions. I see these other dealers that run up to me and be like, "Oh, Brandon, are you selling cars or are you slow? We're dead. We're dead. We can't sell cars, so we're not buying anything this month." Well, when I'm hearing that makes me want to be a buyer. When there's, you hear the term in the stock market, when there's blood in the streets, that's when you want to be buying everything. So I want to be buying everything right now. But I mean, the thing about it is, I mean, this is our recon area right here. And if you follow along with my channel, subscribe if you haven't. If you want to get more car market updates like this, at least around my lot, well, you usually see that I'll walk down through this section and there's cars sitting everywhere. And then I'll go up to the lot and we'll have 2 or 3 rows of cars sitting up here. So that means we're having cars that we have for sale. They're moving out. We got cars that we're working on recon. We're buying them. Turn, burn, turn, burn, turn, burn. That's usually what has happened with my business throughout. I mean, I've been doing this 14 years. This is a very weird segment of time that I'm having to deal with right now. I've never had to do this. If I've had cheap cars, if I've had cars out here that I've been able to actually sell, if I've been able to go buy cars that in my mind are cheap at the auction, we've been rocking it. We've been killing it, selling tons and tons of cars. And right now, it's not the case. And I'm continued to get worried. And if we string together another 2, 3, maybe 4 months of us just breaking even or losing a little bit of money, I don't know the direction. I don't know what to change, because we're already marking our cars down as cheaply as we can, and we're already buying cars cheaper than what we had been already. So we're going to continually just get cheaper cars out here. In my opinion, even better cars, because a lot of dealers are dropping out of the market. So the availability of higher quality cars, even at my price point, is going up. But if we're buying them, bring them here. No buyers. What am I supposed to do? I don't know. I don't know. And I told you I'd show you some of the stuff that we've recently bought, and this is one of them that doesn't have stickers on it yet. That tells you that we just got it in, and they just haven't had the opportunity to actually put stickers on it yet. But this is Acura RL. It's a 98. I know a lot of you say it's crazy, but I know a lot of you out there like the older stuff that I get to. It's only got 97,000 miles. This is the definition of a garage babied car. It's rare that we're finding something this old with that few of miles and it looks that good, but it's we got right around $2,000 on it. Probably going to price it at $3,500. Usually stuff like that moves really quickly in this environment. Who knows? But anyway, that's what we're going to price it at. Now, our pricing structure, the way that we work, well, I'll tell you how we used to work in a normal environment, is that we would price something out $3,500, make about $1,500 on that car. But if we don't get any leads, if we don't have any test drives, anything like that for a couple weeks, well, then that's the market telling us either, one, there's something wrong with the car, the desirability of the car if we're not getting any test drives, nobody's looking at it, or 2, that we're just priced too high. So we let the market tell us where the price should be. After 2 weeks, we're going to drop it down. So we'll drop that thing down if we don't sell in 2 weeks to $3,000. So listen to this for transparency. If you're ever looking at one of our cars, if you see that it's been listed for about 2 weeks and you're interested in it, well, wait a couple more days, because it's probably going to be $500 cheaper if we don't sell it. Now you have the chance of actually losing the car. But I mean, I'm not supposed to be telling you any of this. Maybe this is why my business fails, is because I tell you too much stuff. I need to start lying to you, right? Anyway, so that's what we do with our pricing structures. If we're about every 2 weeks, we'll drop our prices by about $500, unless we get a lot of leads or get blown up on a car. Sometimes we can have a car that we have for 2 weeks, but we're having tons and tons of leads on it. It's just nobody's coming to look at it yet. And if that's the case, maybe we'll hold on for another week. But we try to be very aggressive on our price changes and staying ahead of the market. And the way that we do that is every couple weeks we lower our prices. So when at least one good thing for my stress level is that we don't have a lot of cars that we have to work on. This is kind of a good and a bad thing. Problem is, we don't have a lot of cars coming in because we haven't bought a lot, because I'm pulling Alex back on actual buying, because we're not selling cars. So this board usually correlates with my stress level. When there's nothing on here, usually my stress level is very low, because that means we're not working on a whole lot of cars. But right now is doing the opposite, because there's not a lot of cars to work on, because we're not selling a lot of cars, so we're not buying a lot of cars. So,
and also the cars that I am buying, they're already ready to go, so I ain't got to worry about that.
There's Alex. So a lot of the cars that he says he's buying right now, we're even tightening up what we're buying. So that means that he's buying cars that are, for the most part, ready whenever he's actually buying cars. That's a good thing, but us having to be tight on what we're actually buying, something I don't like. Here's another one. It's a 2006 Toyota Camry. It's been a long time since we've actually been able to have quite a few Toyota Camrys out here. I've got another one over there. It's like a 2009 or 2010. But this one we paid at auction $2,500. We had a buyer fee. We had some stuff put in it, and we've got roughly about $3,000, a little bit less than $3,000 in this car, and we're going to list this one for $4,000 at least, or they've already listed it. We just don't have stickers on it yet. So $4,000. On average, well, we used to make about $1,200 a car. That would be my average. So most of the cars, as you can see, we probably try to make $1,500. Most of them would move in that 2-week time period of when we first post them. But it's been slower lately. So now our average should move down. I'm guessing for the next few months, while we're just trying to scrape by, our average profit per car is probably going to be somewhere between like $800 and $1,000. I don't love it, but we just need to sell cars, and that's the thing. We're in survival, break-even kind of mode right now, and hopefully it only lasts for a few months. But thanks for watching. All right, so this is actually how I make thumbnails. Got to get the right angle. Sorry if I'm making you sick. Do I need to point at it? Look serious? Serious face. All right, let's move back a little bit, get a couple of different angles. Want to make sure I get the car fully in there. Red pops. This has got to look so stupid on your end. There's $3,500. Yeah, we'll make it work.